doing? Welcome to Friday Live. It's Friday, y'all. It's the weekend. I hope you guys are looking forward to the weekend. Welcome, welcome, everybody who is in the live. Welcome, everybody. I am not going to waste time in this live because I just want it to be short and sweet today and not long. So, today I want to remind you guys to go join my membership on this channel. Also want to remind you to go on www.rusticandclassics.com, classics with the S, if you want to order shea butter and all natural products like soaps and creams and shampoos and all those good jazz. Okay, so go there. The link is at the very top of my YouTube channel. And I keep saying that so you guys would, when you watch the videos, you would remember and go there. Okay. Instead of saying you can't find it. Okay. So yeah, that's what it is. The stuff that we sell are all natural. I grow a lot of the plants on my small farm, and the shea butter come from Africa. And we source all the things that go into our soaps naturally, and we harvest and forage a lot of things in our environment because we live out in the rural countryside. So it's easy to find a lot of medicinal plants there to make lots of all natural products. So in today's video, we're just talking about self-care. We're talking about how to reactivate yourself, your life, how to live a better life. So as you see the heading, it says ghost everyone and see what would happen next, right? See what would happen next. So guys, this ghosting thing, I had no idea what ghosting was like when I was in my 20s. I didn't even know like ghosting was a thing. But in my 20s, I was ghosting people and I didn't even know it. I just thought, well, I'm just gonna separate myself from everyone. So that was my ghosting. I did this ghosting thing in my 20s and I didn't know it was ghosting. I called it separating myself from people. And that's exactly what I did. So I moved away. Yes, I actually moved away. I moved to another country and I just moved away from a lot of people and I just stopped hanging out with certain people and certain friends. I just stopped hanging out with them also. And I just decided to focus on my dreams, on my goals. I was just like, in my 20 and I just wanted to have a good life for myself. And so I decided to do something very differently. So when you stop hanging out with people, with friends and stuff, people might think you're weird. People might say, oh, what happened? What did we do to her? You know what I mean? But it's okay because you are building yourself. You don't have to be angry at anybody or mad at anybody. You just don't hang out anymore. Somebody call you and say, oh, you want to go hang out? You want to do something? You say, well, I'm sorry, I don't have time. I don't feel like I don't want to hang out, or I don't want to do this or something like that. So you just be polite. You don't have to like be rude to people, but just make your excuses and just tell people like, no, I just don't want to do that anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. So that's basically that. Just let people know where you are and what you're going to do, especially if these people you've been friends with them for a long time. You want to kind of say, listen, I'm just taking a different journey in life or something like that, right? So yeah, that's basically that. So I used to hang out with some people. I used to go meet them. Then we'll hang out, go places, do stuff or whatever, whatever. And I just said, no, I'm not gonna go visit them anymore. I'm not gonna hang out with them anymore. And then when they see me, they said, oh, what happened? We haven't seen you in a long time. And I just said, oh, well, I'm just busy. I'm just doing other things. And that was that. And as time goes by, we just like went separate ways. We see each other, we say hi, we say hello. We just don't hang out together. We just don't do things together, right? But what separating myself did was it helped me to gain financial stability. I gained financial stability because I was able to focus on like my finances. I was like, okay, let me make a budget. Let me spend this money on that. Let me not spend money on that. And so I was able to just really, really focus. And then I had more money because I wasn't hanging out with people. I wasn't going shopping with friends and all that kind of stuff. So like I would go shopping with friends once a week on Thursdays. We still go shopping, like on during the week, if we come from work, we would stop and eat something. Yeah, so I just stopped doing all that stuff. And really, it was great because I figured out, like, yeah, I'm young, but all that stuff I'm buying, I didn't really need it actually. It was just wasting of money. And had I put aside that money, I would have just have so much money. So I just decided to do that, like put aside this money and yeah, and just stop doing all that stuff. And you might be quite surprised at the amount of money you would save once you stop doing certain things. So for example, it's like mostly every evening, like 5 days a week, we come from work, we stop at the chicken place, the chicken shack, and they had this nice French fries and chicken and salad, and it was like I think it was $5 or $8 at that time, right? So every week, if you multiply, mostly every day, so like four, okay, let's just say four times a week. So five fours, that's $20. Okay, so like every week we're spending like $20 on the chicken shack buying fried chicken, guys. The chicken and French fries were excellent. They taste awesome. Okay. Like you have those restaurants where those restaurant does hole in the wall restaurants. We call them hole in the wall restaurant because they're inside of like a little place downstairs in a little place, or they're on the side of the road or something like that. But this they make things good. And this place that we used to buy the chicken and French fries, that lady, she had like this guy was kind of homeless. Like basically, she was a very kind lady, and she had this kind of homeless guy cutting the potatoes for her. And when he came to work, he had to be clean. You know what I'm saying? But he was basically homeless. And we all know he was homeless. So he was doing the potatoes for her. Would see him sitting there on the side, cutting up the potatoes and stuff like that. And then she would fry up the chicken and stuff like that. But, I was glad that she hired this homeless guy because he really needed somebody to, he needed something to do. He really needed something to do. And she was so kind to him. And he was working with her for a long time. I don't know if he didn't have any family. I don't know. But all we know is like he was just homeless. But he's the one who cut the potatoes. And I don't know. The most I must have put something when he peeled up potatoes because this woman, she had lines like lining up all the way down every day. Everybody just bought us French fries and chicken. The chicken was like finger licking. When you eat her fried chicken, you're going back. You're going back. It's like there's drugs in it. I'm telling you guys. But anyways, that's what we did. We just we buy food. We do that kind of stuff. So you just waste every week. You spend $20 buying food. And if you add $20 by the end of the month, that is $80 that you could have saved and do something else with it. So I just stopped doing that. So again, financial like stability because I was able to like save money. Like I said, stop shopping, stop doing a lot of stuff, buying shoes. Like at one point, I had so much shoes, like I had to put them inside a bag. I don't know, like I couldn't wear all these shoes. I was like, why did I buy all these shoes? And I have to end up giving them away. And some of the shoes actually they wasn't really good. They hurt my feet. But anyways, you're spending money because you're young. You just want to look. I don't know. You would think you're looking good in those things, but really you're just wasting your money. Anyway, so yeah, so I gained financial stability because I've decided to just change the way I view money, the way I spend money, and so I had more money in my pocket. So I just had more financial stability. The next thing I gained was peace because I was at that place where I feel like I didn't really depend so much on people too much, like my friends, to make me feel great or to make me feel good about myself or something like that. I could be alone and be creative in my own mind, use my hands to paint, to do art, to just make my home look better. So I just like kind of hone in on my creativity because if you're not hanging with the people, you're not doing stuff, then you're by yourself with yourself and your thoughts. So I just had that peace, and with that peace, it just helped me to see things better, and it gave me that I don't know that sense of being so comfortable within myself like that. So yeah, so I had just really that peace. The next thing that happened, I just had this profound happiness. I was just happy. I don't know it is because I was like financially stable and I was able to make certain decisions and certain choices, but I was just very, very happy. And not to say that I'm an unhappy person, but I just feel like really great. I was just happy and yeah, every single day. Now, what something else that happened to me was I learned to be dependent on me. Yes. So I started depending on me. And I think when you have all these friends, all these people around you, you think like, oh, okay, if I need something, I'll go ask my friend. If I, you know what I'm saying? But suddenly, you become financially stable, you have more money in your pocket, suddenly you kind of find yourself. You're like, oh, this is me, this is who I am. And then you have this new found, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, voila, it's like a whole new doorway, a whole new hallway has opened and you could just walk through. And you just feel so elated and so extremely comfortable within yourself. You feel like, whoa, I can depend on me. You feel like you can do anything, So that kind of really happened to me in a way. And that allowed me to learn a lot about myself. Like I said, I like kind of realize who I really am, who I'm truly am by myself without all the people that is around me and all the noise. Because when you hang out with people, you're going out, you're doing things, it's a noisy situation. It's noisy. Somebody's calling you to go hear some, like you're always on the go. You work, you go out with your friends. It's like a constant movement. You're not like sitting down, just relaxing. You're always with your friends. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just like you don't have a lot of time for yourself to think and to be creative and to be the person that you should be, because you constantly have somebody with you. So you can't really hear yourself because somebody's always there talking, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's what happened to me. In that process, I learned to drive like a standard car because I couldn't, yeah. Driving standard car was amazing. I learned to drive standard car. I learned swimming. I learned to ride a bicycle. I could not ride a bicycle. I'm telling you, I could not ride a bicycle. I learned to ride a bicycle in my 20s and I was so ecstatic. I was like going everywhere with my bicycle. I always wanted to ride a bicycle, but I never had a bicycle as a child. And nobody ever taught me to ride a bicycle. So that was something that I really wanted to learn. And so in my 20s, I learned to ride a bicycle. And like, I don't know, that opened so much doors to me because I just rode my bicycle everywhere. I just rode my bicycle. It was just an amazing thing for me. So yeah. So when you find yourself, when you decide to spend time with yourself, like ghost people, I know ghosting now it's like a bad thing because you're just not talking to people. If somebody called your phone, you're not answering and stuff like that. But what I want to say is like you're kind of staying away from people. You're just kind of keeping your boundaries and you're getting to know yourself. So yeah, that's what I should say. But it's a ghosting in a kind of way. Like you're ghosting. That's what it is. Now, something else that happened to me is I learned my deepest thoughts. And I learned to be still and quiet so I can hear myself. And I really did hear myself and I actually did see myself. You know, every Thursday I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I wasn't going with my friends 4 times a week buying food. Like I wasn't going to the beaches every Sunday. We go to the beach. I wasn't going to the beaches every Sunday and hanging out. I wasn't having cookouts like we used to do. Right. So yeah, I was like, wow, I have all the spare time on my hand. What can I do? You know? And so I just learned the things that I'm passionate about, the things that I love. I just started doing them. And guys, I did see my friends every once in a while, once a week, once every 2 weeks. Sometime on a Sunday we go to the beach, but it wasn't like this crazy all over the place. So yeah, that's what happened. And the next thing I did was I got a degree. Like I went to school and I studied and I got a degree. Also after I got the degree, I did some certifications. So you see all the things that you can do when you like start focusing on yourself, the things that you really want to do, just start focusing on yourself. Also learn sign language. I was like, okay, I need to learn sign language. Start to learn sign language. I traveled. Like I decided to travel by myself. The first time in my life I got on a boat by myself. And I traveled, and I went to another country all by myself on a boat, like on a it wasn't like on a cargo boat. They carry different food and equipment and whatever. And I went on a cargo boat and I went to another country because I wanted to see what life was like out there, traveling alone by myself. That was my really first adventure and it was beautiful. I loved it. I enjoyed every moment of it. So you see, if I was just like hanging out with people, I would never get to do things by myself. And that was a great experience. And that really like allowed me to see like, whoa, I can do a lot of things by myself. And I just enjoy doing a lot of things by myself. Not that I didn't like doing things with my friends, I did, but there's just something different when you do things by yourself. You by yourself, you can see and hear and think and decide because everything is right in front of you. It's a different feeling. I don't know if you guys can understand or relate to what I'm saying, but yeah, that was the first time I traveled alone. Now, yeah, now the result of doing all these things like ghosting people and getting to know myself and all that stuff is I created me. I created the person that I wanted. That's basically it. I started to write. I always wanted to write a book. And actually, I wrote like 3 different books, honestly, guys. I haven't published my books yet, but I write them. They're not completely completed, but I'm still writing them. I'm gonna complete them. I'm gonna complete them and put the final chapters at some point. But at least I started something. Like I started to do the things that I like. And I just started doing a lot of writing, like journaling and just writing my thoughts down and writing like short stories and stuff. So the short stories, yes, I just write some short stories, but like the book itself, the books, like 3 books, yeah, I wrote them. I stopped. Next year I write something else. Next month I write. Yeah, but they're not completed yet. But the short stories are all completed. But yeah, so these are things that I did. And in that process, I built self-confidence. I felt like within myself, like I become untouchable within myself. Like I feel that I can face anything by myself. And so that's exactly what happened to me. Like I went from a quiet, very, person to just this, I don't know, this very open person who talks their mind and just say what it is because I felt so confident in myself and I feel like, yeah, I can just go out there and be me. So that's what happened to me. And I started to achieve a lot of stuff, right? I feel to me like I gained like a superpower. And that's the superpower is like becoming creative and that really bust of self-confidence, that I've created. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of my superpower. And then, I just continue saving more money. And then it also in that period, I exercise. I think that's the most exercise in my entire life. I mean, I still exercise right now. I exercise a lot, but I was just like so committed. I would exercise like 2.5 hours, sometimes more, in a day. So I exercise a lot. And that I was the fittest. That was the fittest I was ever in my entire life. I was 115 pounds and I had lots of muscles and I do have a lot of I have muscles right now, but I was like bulge because I decided to be like committed to myself, and yeah. And that was the time, my early 20s when I got married, when I decided to do that kind of stuff. Then life just really changed. Everything just happened. You know what I'm saying? So guys, in this live, I just want to tell you guys that I'm on a live. I just want to tell you guys that you can reactivate your body, your mind, and your spirit. It's not hard. You just have to decide that you want to do this, and then you have to take the steps. Hi, King Dre. How are you? You just have to take these steps to do it. And then once you take those steps, you would see your superpower. You would see which one is your superpower, and you would just like work at it. And maybe you would find many different things that you had love, you enjoy, and you just wasn't doing it. Like something that I really loved doing was sewing, and I didn't have a sewing machine. And I was thinking like, whoa, I need to buy myself a sewing machine. And I keep looking at different sewing machines. And I wasn't familiar with like the electric sewing machine because in my house I grew up with, the pedals, the pedal sewing machine, because that's what my grandmother had in our house, and she's a very excellent seamstress. Lord bless her soul, she's not here anymore. But this beautiful singer machine that she used to make all kind of clothes for people, and I wasn't familiar with these sewing machines, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do my research. I gotta do my research because I want to get the best sewing machine so I can start sewing stuff. And that took me a while because every time I look at something, they say, oh, that's one is not good. This one, the needle break, the this, the that, whatever, whatever. And so it took me a while to get a sewing machine. But once I got a sewing machine, guys, I was at it. I was sewing skirts and nightgowns and dresses. I was just at it. I was sewing. So I'm just saying that when you want to do something, you really do have to separate yourself from people. Because if you continue with the same crowd, you keep doing the same thing. Like if you're a person like to go to a party every day with somebody, every day your friends are over, it's like you don't have time to sit down and do something by yourself. You don't have time to be creative because somebody's always in your presence. Somebody's always talking to you. Somebody's always being with you, always going somewhere. Like you don't have the time to be with yourself, to get to know yourself, to be creative. It's like friends are beautiful, friends are lovely, but there has to be some kind of separation. There has to be some kind of boundary. Like you have to have a grip on your life. You have to have a firm grip on your life. And I think when we're like, we're young, we know 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, yeah, we're teenagers. But I think by the time you turn 18, 19, like you should like say, okay, this is what I want. And you should make some really tough decisions. Make some tough decisions and say, I want to do this in my life. I don't want to do that. I want to make this decision. I don't want to make these kind of decisions. And then you should kind of stick with it because I find the faster you start in life to make certain decisions, it is better for you. Better for you. I'm telling you. I say to myself, if I was driving at 16 years old, I think my life would have been better than driving later in life. Certain things that I learned later in life, had I learned it before, it had been so much better for me. Right? And some of the things that I learned early in life, like I do them to such an excellent right now because I've been doing them for years. It's like an example is cooking. I started cooking when I was 9 years old. So now, like, I can say I'm an expert at cooking. I can say that because I've been cooking since I was 9. It's been years and years and years I've been cooking. Like, no, I don't even need to like measure the seasoning and all that kind of stuff. I can just eyeball anything that I'm making and it comes out right, you know? I'm not bragging or boasting or anything like that, but that's what happens when you're doing something for a long period of time. It builds your skills. It's like I make soap. So over the year, I'm making soap for so much years. Like I have like, how do you say it now? It's kind of you mastering like a skill or art. I can say, okay, this thing is not going to turn out right because I can see it from the beginning, from the start. I can see it, something is not right because I have developed that skill over the years to see how it looks, how it is feeling when I'm stirring, if it's still lumpy or it's looking a little bit cloudy at the top or something like that. I can see it right away. I'm like, okay, this batch is not going to turn out right, or something is wrong with it. I can see it, but you gain that stuff from experience because you've been doing that for a long period of time. And that's what I'm talking about. Like with cooking, it's the same thing. You've been cooking for a long time. You're able to just eyeball stuff, put this seasoning, put that seasoning, and you're good to go, right? So it's the same thing. When you decide to live a certain life and you just continue going at it, yeah. It's like I exercise every single day. I get up in the morning, I exercise. In the evening time, I exercise. Now, this is like a routine. It is my routine. So obviously, I'm going to be thin. I'm going to have a certain shape. I'm going to have a certain figure. I'm going to have some muscles, whatever, right? Because this is my routine. This is my life. It's just like I always in my videos, it's like brushing teeth or taking a shower or combing your hair, something like that. So that's the same thing. When you decide to reactivate your body, your mind, and your spirit, this thing that or the things that you decide to do, or the people that you decide to stay away from, you replace it with something else. So if you used to hang out with 5 friends every week, now you hang out with 1 friend a week, and every 2 weeks you see your 4 friend. Just imagine all the time that you would accumulate not being with friends and people, but you have that time now for yourself and you can decide what you want to do. So that's what I said. Like I did some courses, I learned some language, a certification, a degree, because I have all the time on your hands. Sometimes when you're young, you're thinking like, oh, I'm young. Life is it's a long time before I get older. But you might be you're quite surprised. Like I remember I was just 20 the other day, and now I'm almost like half of my life. You know. So that's basically how it is. So yeah, like I said, yeah, I did this ghosting thing like when I was in my 20s, right? in my early 20s. Yeah, I think when I was 19 or 20. Even later on, I also did the ghosting thing, but I didn't even know it was ghosting, like I said. And this ghosting thing has really, really helped me. I just really separated myself from people. People calling me and asking me for this or that or the other. I just ignore them because I'm like, no, I don't want this kind of people in my life anymore. I don't want this kind of friendships anymore. I don't want this, yeah. I don't want this environment anymore. Yeah, yeah. Let me just quit all this kind of environments. And so if you're out there and you're in your 20s and you're starting life, you could be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, that age range there. And you're feeling like, what should I do with my life? How should I go about it? I would definitely say to you, like, just separate yourself from people. Spend less time with people and more time with yourself doing things that you enjoy and you love. I'm not saying to get rid of all your friends. I'm not saying just to like ghost every single body. I'm just saying take a deep dive into your life and see the people who are for you. See the people who have really helped you and have really there for you and supported you in your life. Those people you want to keep friends, and the other people just let go of them or just ghost them because they're not of value to you. They're not doing anything to you. Like if you have some people every time they call, let's go to party, 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 and you're spending money all the time. Like these are not valuable people for you. Or if people are always they want to go shopping, shopping, shopping all the time, you're spending money with them and you're losing money. You have some people that just want to hang out and go to restaurants and eat and whatever. You're losing money again. So you have to look at all those kind of things. Or you have some people there call you and say, Hazel, how you doing? How you feeling today? How is your mental health? You want to go for a walk. If you're people like that who are with you and they care about you, they care about your happiness, your peace, your joy. These are the kind of people that you want in your life. Somebody's going to encourage you and say, oh, you want to take a course? Let me help you study. Come over. I'm going to help you study. Let me hold the book and I'll ask you the questions. These are the people that you want to hang out with. When I was in high school, I used to hang out with certain people because we studied together. We had the same goal. We wanted to get 80s and 90s. So, you hang out with people like that who are there for you, who have your back. But not people who are not there for you. They only like the party friend, the borrowing money friend. This, like, you have to really look at your life and see what has value for you and what is not valuable for you. And anything that doesn't have value, or anyone who is not being valuable to you, then you just have to let go. And sometimes it is hard to let go those people because sometimes those people they could be even close relatives. They could be like, oh, your sister's daughter, your cousin. Sometimes you just have to just you have to just stop hanging out with them. You see them, you talk to them, hi, how you doing? How is everything? But you just don't hang out with them anymore because if you call that person and say, I need $20, oh, I don't have any money. But they're calling you, oh, let's go hang out, let's go shopping, and you're wasting money. So guys, take a deep dive into your life and see the things that is valuable to you, the things that is really improving your lives, the things that is making you happy, that is building your self-esteem, that is giving you self-confidence, that is making you achieve, that is giving you a superpower, that is helping you to gain peace and happiness, giving you financial stability, giving you that high in life and taking you higher and higher every day, that is allowing you to see the sky and saying like the sky is my limit, and just keep allowing you to push and push and push to that limit. This kind of positive things that you want in your life, and those things that are negative, you just need to like say goodbye, leave them out there and forget about it. And it doesn't matter who the people are or what status they have. If they're not of value to you, then honestly, like, you really don't need them. You really don't need them. Like, you don't need to be carrying baggages around everywhere you're going. You need to be light and free so you can fly. And that's the reality of all stuff. And a lot of you sadly out there is just carrying so much baggages you're carrying. You're carrying your mother's baggage, your father's baggage, your cousin's baggages, your friend baggages, your own baggages. It's like you all like laid down and weighed down, and you can't even spread your wings to fly. And the only way you're going to spread your wings to fly and be free and see above you and below you is when you let loose of all these things and find yourself, search within yourself, and see who you are. And then you can be the person that you want to be in this world. That's basically it, guys. So, guys, thumbs up the video. Give the video a thumbs up. You guys are writing and say, oh, you like those stock videos, but you're forgetting to thumbs up the video. So please thumbs up the video. And thank you for all the suggestions that you're giving me concerning talks video. I appreciate them very much. So continue putting your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what videos you want to hear about and you want to talk to him to talk about. And I like in the community section too, when I do polls there and you guys tell me, okay, can you do a video on that? I love that too. So guys, it's Friday. Happy weekend to everybody. Get some rest. Stay beautiful and positive. Choose your friends. Choose them wisely. Choose the people that is around you. Make sure they are value to you and they're adding some kind of value to your daily life. All right. So guys, thanks for joining. I appreciate all of you and I'll see you in the next video. Bonne fin de semaine, as we say in French. Bye.